Further thing I would like to mention is this. The Lawrence has mentioned in passing about the judicial accountability bill. We had discussion from this very forum, TheBarAssociation of India, on this bill. Different participants expressed their views. Well, broad level agreement that the standards, to the extent they are specified, it's a welcome move. But the machinery which is sought to be put in place is not all that effective. It's a good beginning, but not adequate enough to take care of the situation and to tackle the problems which we are facing. One other thing I want to mention to you. Today, in various courts, high courts are trying to recruit judges, additional judges level, direct recruitment. I am told the response is very poor. They are not able to get quality. And they are forced to lower the standards in order to fulfill their filthy posts. That should not happen. Yesterday, the Law Commission Chairman, Mr. Reddy, mentioned to us the kind of a disparity in standards in legal education. National law schools, they are symbols of excellence. Other law schools, absolutely no comparison. Now what are we doing? So therefore, bar councils, as they are constituted today, or they are able to deliver, then it is time some structural changes are brought in order to make this institution a vehicle for progress, for rewriting the bar. And here one other thing I want to mention, why there is decline of institutions? Because the quality of individuals manning the institutions, that has not been maintained. It is necessary to bring in the precious human resources we have a little spirit of activity into these institutions, to revive their glory, their efficacy, and to enable them to help the country to reach the constitutional goals. So quite a few things have to be done. We, as members of the bar, we have a duty to formulate concrete proposals for legislation and place it before the government. And here is a minister who will go all out to consider them and try to take necessary steps forward. Therefore, my appeal to the President of the Association, Anil B, Divan, is this: whatever be the discussions that have transpired here, let some concrete proposals emerge out of it, which could be forwarded to the Law Minister for taking further steps. In the ultimate sense is, the country has to progress, rule of law has to thrive, democracy has to succeed, and one of the topics we discussed was electoral reforms. Everybody will agree the present system is no good. It is not taking the country forward, but it is causing serious damage to democracy. We need really representatives of the people. Necessary amendments have to be made. I know it's very difficult to get consensus in Parliament. Parliament is a divided house. So therefore we have to work for it. But my humble suggestion is, let the President, Council of Ministers come forward with a proposal for reforms. At least that will focus attention, that encourage the people of this country that this government wants to do something to reform the system. If some political parties do not go through, does not matter. They stand exposed. But reform is necessary, and I hope the government will take necessary steps. Thank you for this opportunity.
Before I call upon Mr. Yakesh Anand, the Associate General Secretary, to propose a vote of thanks, I will request Triveni Potekar to present a bouquet of flowers to the Honorable Chief Guest. And sir, at the cost of testing the patience of everybody, from what has emerged from the beautiful address of our chief guest and also response of Mr. P.P. Rao, the words of our founder president, Mr. Seetalwan, while explaining why there should be a need to have the Bar Association of India when Advocates Act was being formed, was this very underlining necessity of having a strong channel for propounding institutional morality. And he said that the bar councils which are going to be formed on the majoritarian principle may not be able to throw the kind of leadership which is required to guide the profession, and the way the constitution is to be worked upon and expounded. We need a system and a body through which we can have a very mature leadership which can continue to provide guidance. That was the basic idea of forming the Bar Association of India, and this exercise was done after having a survey conducted through Indian Law Institute. It was a very thorough exercise, and questionnaires were sent to the bar associations all over the country. And then he said, yes, we will have the Advocates Act, we will have bar councils, but we must have a voluntary movement of lawyers, which is an all India body. So sir, that is what we are trying to do, and that is what is the objective. And as Mr. Rao has said, we will always be available, our services will be available to structure the laws, to reform the laws. And I thank you once again, and I will ask now my colleague Mr. Yakesh Anand to propose a formal vote. Thanks.
Friends, with end of the valedictory session, we come to the end of this convention. I want to thank all the delegates, law students who have come from various parts of the country to attend this important convention on rule of law in crisis. During the conference and convention, we discussed various issues and topics which are like flow of black money in elections, to curb corruption and abuse of power, need for independent and investigating agencies, transparency in allocation of natural resources, right to information and freedom of press in media. Friends, on behalf of all of you, I want to thank the Honorable Law Minister to agree to come and attend the valedictory session and give us valuable time. Being part of the legal fraternity, I think he understands all the issues which we have deliberated, and he'll give us serious thought to them. I want to thank Justice J.S. Verma, former Chief Justice of India, who not only inaugurated the conference but also participated as the chairman for 2 sessions. I want to also thank Justice P.V. Reddy, ex-judge of the Supreme Court and Chairman of the Commission of India, who was one of the chief guests with us. I want to thank our President, Mr. Anil Divan, and other senior office bearers who acted as a chairpersons for various sessions, like Mr. Sorabjee, Mr. P.P. Rao, Mr. Shanti Bhushan, Mr. R.K. Shankar-Das, Mr. Ashok Desai, Mr. K.N. Bhat, Mr. Surendra Desai, Mr. Jethamalani. Friends, I want to thank all the speakers, session coordinators of various sessions for their valuable contributions and views expressed during the conference. Friends, I want to especially thank Mr. D. Yusuf Advocate, who has come all the way from Gulbarga and brought about 80 delegates to attend the conference. Friends, finally I want to thank all the office bearers of TheBarAssociationOfIndia of India, like Mr. Prashant Kumar, Priya Hingurani, Triveni Bodhikar, Mr. M.S. Prasad, Jitendra Mahapatra, Vipul Maheshwari, Sita Vedindran, and Rashnan Board for conceptualizing and making this convention a success. I want to also thank our office bearer from office staff, Mr. Sharma and Ram Kishore, for their support. I finally want to thank the management of Habitat Center for helping us to organize this convention. Thank you, friends.